Resolutions and eating elephants. Best done one bite at a time. Hello, everyone. Tessa with IdeaPros marketing team. And today I have Fred Cary with me. Hello, Fred.
Everybody. Hello, everybody.
I'm so glad that you're here to talk with us about resolutions because I think you have a really interesting way of looking at this. Obviously, our title is pretty entertaining too. So tell us how resolutions and eating elephants are similar.
Yeah, and first of all, my apologies in the beginning. I'm going to be drinking a lot of water. Tessa and I were speaking 10 minutes ago, and I was speaking to her laid out in my bed. I've been feeling really nauseated today for some reason, but I
And
don't
I
want
even offered for him to not have to come on today, but he's so dedicated to you all that he's like, nope, I'm going to be there.
to. Yeah, so that's part of my resolution to always be there. So it's something like, and first of all, hi everybody. Good to see you in 2023. Um, I'm going to guarantee you that uh, if you're a partner of ours, for example, you can be done this year, in the first half of this year. Any partner of ours, even if you just started. If you're not a partner of ours, I'm going to guarantee you that you can go a long way in what your plans are if you just do these things. Anybody interested?
Yes,
Oh, well, Tessa's
I
interested.
am. I don't know about you guys, but I'm gonna say if you guys are ready to hear how you can do this, let us know with a thumbs up or a yes in the chat, just so we can know you're alive out there.
Here, here's what happens. And by the way, I'm a thumb sideways today, but 97% of all resolutions fail. 97%. And the reason they fail is a multifold. But the primary reason they fail is they're too vague or they're too big. And we don't have a way, it's like the elephant, right? We don't have a way to really eat the elephant that we are trying to be the representation of the change that we want to make in ourselves. I don't care how old you are, who you are, it's pretty set here. So when you want to make a change in yourself, you got to work your butt off and you have to do it every day. And you have to find a plan that's going to make it happen, make it doable, make it actionable. Again, with these big, grandiose plans, we don't get there. None of us get there. 97% of us don't get there because we don't break these plans down into something that we know we can accomplish a little bit at a time. So let me make another anecdotal comment. The biggest thing that we wish for when we have resolutions is not, I want $10 million, or you can't even say $1 million anymore. It's pathetic. I want $10 million. I want to buy a new car. I want to start a new business. I want to have a great relationship. It's none of those things. The number one thing that we wish for is to make ourselves better and to work out more, to eat better, or to smoke less, or to take a walk and enjoy nature. Those are the number one things that we do, or that we want to do, that we never end up doing. But if you look at those things, you can clearly see that those things are the foundation for everything else that you want in your life. And so if you can find a way to focus on the foundational level, on trying to be better, being more responsible, getting up a little bit earlier, working out a little bit more, eating a little bit better, reading a little bit more, going out and doing things that are outside of your comfort zone, traveling more, learning about other people. All those things establish a foundation so that any of the other things that you want to have, the $10 million, the better girlfriend or boyfriend, the more rewarding life experience, all those things come from that foundation of you taking care of you. Because the more you take care of you, the more desirable you are to other people in multiple ways, right? You become more educated, you have more information to give, you become more empathetic, you can help people more with their problems and they'll depend on you more. You become more open-minded and willing to take risks and willing to go outside your comfort zone, you become more attracted to the woman or man who's with you now, or the woman or man who's going to be with you in the future. So foundationally is where we need to start in order to make all these other things that you want in your life happen. So number one, do any of those type of things and try to work on them every single day. And that's not going to be the goal that we're going to set. That's just the foundation. Okay. What everybody wants. This is just the foundation of what we need to do, no matter what your goal is. Tessa, you're muted. I know
Well, of
your
course
goal
I'm
was,
muted. Of
your
course. No, I
goal was,
want to say something, but I
all
can't.
right,
No, I was just saying that it's the habit that you're creating, and it takes 200 times for something to become even remotely unconscious. So, I mean, that's half a year of you doing something on a daily basis before it's even going to become a routine.
well, way to dissuade everybody right in the very beginning. I,
You can do it though. No. The other thing that I was going to say is that everything that you do is a vote in the right direction. So a lot of us are saying, like, I can't do it, or I'm dissuaded, or I failed and I'm on day 2. Every time you do it, it's a vote in the right direction. And when you choose not to do it, if you're sitting there saying, I'm just going to skip it, or I missed it, like, you have to make that choice to make a vote for yourself so that you can accomplish this big things. And when I started doing that, I realized that I was able to keep a lot more of my habits going. So I just had to say that while you're talking about habits.
okay. And I'm going to tell you this. If you want it enough, and if you know it's the right thing for you, you're not going to have to spend a half a year getting there. And I'm going to give you a cheat sheet too. But before I do, I decided last June, after watching a show on Netflix, The Game Changers. You guys may
Mm-hmm.
want to watch it, or if you really love meat, you may not want to watch it. It doesn't have anything to do with killing animals or any of those types of things. It has to do with the human body and how, if you go to a mostly vegan type diet, you can be a lot healthier, you can perform better athletically, your memory gets better. And the examples that they were given were some of the top athletes around the world. Ronaldo, Tom Brady, entire defensive, I think it was the Tennessee Titans or something, when they either went to the Super Bowl or won the Super Bowl. I don't remember which one it was. The fastest runner in the world, the strongest man in the world. They all switched to vegan diets, and they got that way. So I thought, wow, I'm 72 years old. I better do something to try to stay in better shape. And I saw the show, and I started the next day. It didn't take me 120 days. I've been doing it. I was able to do it in 2 ways. Number one, I said I was going to be mostly vegan, which means if I want to go have a steak after I eat, after I talk to you today, I can go have a steak. I haven't had one since that day. But my point is, I am not putting myself in this corner that I have to be in. I'm just choosing to, wow, that show was really good and compelling for me. I'm going to choose mostly to be that way. I'm going to be maybe a vegetarian 10% of the time because I love cheese and dairy products. So I'm not going to give up any of those things, but I understand how that life is going to make me a lot better. And I've been really, really consistent. I think in 7 or 8 months, I've had a couple of pieces of fish, little pieces on a bite of somebody's sushi, and I haven't felt guilty about it. I didn't feel bad about it because I'm mostly vegan. And so if you aren't really rigid in the rules you establish for yourself, you're going to be fine, and it's not going to take you a half a year to do it. What it takes to do it is an understanding that this is what I should be doing for me. The second thing is, I give everybody a free pass. Like if you let's suppose it was me, and I said, under no way am I ever going to have a hamburger again in my life, and tomorrow I wanted to have a hamburger, I give myself one free day off. Like Tessa was talking about earlier, that we kind of worry, we're doing this thing, I want to stop smoking, and I managed to last for 2 weeks, and then I have a cigarette, and then I say, and I've never smoked, guys. Then I say, oh, what the heck? I've had a cigarette. I can't quit. I'm a loser. And you go back to smoking or whatever that bad habit is. Give yourself a day off. If you mess up, just say, that's my free mess up, and then start it up again the next day. Those are two things. And again, I'm still only talking about the foundational elements of what we're going to need to talk about for you guys to have your businesses start being operational.
And those are just the foundations. So I'm curious about what we're going to get into next.
and again, I think, maybe by a show of hands, I mean, does everybody agree in principle? Because if you don't agree in principle, then the rest of it, you might as well just tune out right now. The rest of it doesn't matter. But
we're getting thumbs up. Sandy's
but
definitely giving you a thumbs up.
if you can agree in principle that taking care of yourself better, studying harder, eating better, working out more, putting in healthy routines in your life, if you can agree that that's the foundation of doing better in your business, then we have something to talk about. And so I'm going to assume that most of you say yes. So I'm going to keep talking because I'm looking. Tessa, you're muted again, Tessa.
I don't know what it is. It's not.
Tessa promised not to laugh as much this year, so she mutes herself.
I mute myself way more, so you can't hear me laughing. It's not about how you drop your basket. It's about how you pick it back up.
That's right.
I just had to say that.
That's right. And guess what? It's about entrepreneurship as well, right? All the things that we do, the failures that we have, that's the bread and butter, excuse a non-vegan term, of entrepreneurship, that we're dropping things all the time. We're losing all the time. We're running into roadblocks all the time. We're redoing things. We're pivoting. It's a mess. And if you forgive yourself for that mess and you understand it's part of the process, then you're going to be able to get to the finish line, or the first finish line. If you don't forgive yourself, then you're going to be just like that smoker, back to smoking and not getting to where they want to be. So the number 2 reason that people fail in their resolutions is they don't have a clear path, a clear plan. I want to launch my business in 6 months. I want to start a new company in 1 year. I want to be able to have a better home within 12 months. And that's our resolution. And that's the end of the resolution. With everything else in the world, you need to have a plan. And that plan needs to work. And there's no way to know whether your plan, if you don't really have one, is working until you get to the last day of the year. And then you say, well, all right, that's going to be my resolution for next year. So whatever your resolution is, you need to break it down like the elephant, right? The reason I use the elephant analogy, again, stupid for mostly vegan, but I did find the giant soy thing. The way you eat an elephant, and it's an old saying, is one bite at a time, right? No matter how big your problems are, no matter how big that challenge ahead of you is, if you take one bite at a time, you're eventually going to be able to eat that elephant. The same thing with your problems. One bite at a time, you're going to be able to get there. Now, if you have this big desire, your big wish is, I'm going to be live in a year, or I'm going to have 100,000 downloads in a year if I have an app, or I'm going to sell $200,000 by the end of this year if you have a physical product. Just having those numbers without a detailed plan on how to get there is failure, because you don't have the ammunition, you don't have the instruction, you don't have the strategy to be able to get to where you need to go. So whatever that plan is, break it down into 1 month chunks. Okay. I have a 12-month plan. Month 1, which by the way, we're just about halfway done with. So maybe let's make the first month an easy one. Month 1, I'm going to work on my foundational elements of trying to take care of myself better. Try to eat a little bit less, or eat a little bit better, or drink a little bit less, or walk a little bit more, or exercise 10 minutes once a week to get started and then build up on it. Whatever that is, spend the next 2 weeks building up you. And then you have to keep doing that every month of the year, but that's your foundation of how you do things. And maybe the beginning of February, it starts that I want to be, let's suppose you're building a new company, a new product. I want to be live by the end of the year, or I want to be live by the end of July. Whatever that target is, what can I do in the first month to really make headway in that direction? The failure is CEOs, and you all are, if you're starting a company, you're CEOs of your company, is not having a really good strategic plan that you hold yourself accountable for. I can't tell you how many times I've heard the developers are too slow, or the marketing people didn't understand what I wanted, or I don't like this shade of green on my website. Own it. You're the CEO, you're the boss, you're the owner, you drive the ship. This company, IdeaPros, has been going on for 6 years, and I'm up a lot. And Tessa can tell you, I'm writing
Yes.
emails at 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning sometimes, because I have these things that I know we have to be doing. And even with a team of 40 people, they're not getting done the way I want them to get done. So I'm up there, hey, what are we going to do about this? And why don't we do that? In fact, from my sick bed an hour ago, I'm laying there with Tessa and virtually with Tessa. And just to be clear here, and a couple guys from our business development team, Rob and Danny. And we're talking about things that we need to be doing in the future regarding funnels and new things we're offering for people. And if I didn't take the initiative and lead that charge, it may not have gotten done. So you as a CEO can't rely on everybody else. They're there. They're going to do their work. They're going to do their things. But you're the one to inspire them. You're the one to drive them. You're the one to encourage them. And you're the one to pick them up if things aren't going right and help move them along the way. So maybe February is your month to take note of what's going on. Where did I think I was going to be? I thought I was going to be live. Where am I? I'm not live. Okay. What do I need to do? Use February to just take count. I have these 4 things I need to be doing to be able to get to where I want to go. What is this one thing? Who's involved with it? Where should we have been? Where are we? But most importantly, where do we need to go? And how
Absolutely.
are we going to, right? A lot of times we want to sit back on, well, 3 months ago, this person promised me that and it didn't happen. What are you going to do? Are you going to go, what if you're inventing a time machine, that's going to help you because you can go back and fix it. But if you're inventing anything else, that's old news. Where am I today? Where am I going to be by March 1? Okay. You're making a 1-month plan. I have these 4 different things I need to do. These are the people involved in those 4 things. This is where we are with each of these 4 things. And this is where I want to be within a month. Take those things, announce them to the people that you're working with, or if you're by yourself, if you're a solo entrepreneur and you're working in a garage somewhere, like the guys that started Hewlett Packard did for 5 years, put it up on a board and look at it every single day when you get up. This month is X month. I want to accomplish these things in this month. Do it, get it done. And guess what happens? At the end of February, you're popping a bottle of champagne, or if your resolution is not to drink, you're having a soda, or if your resolution is to eat better, and maybe water, whatever you're having, you're making a little mini celebration at the end of February. So now you can start for March. And every single month, if you have a plan, if you have a guidance of what you're trying to accomplish, you're eating that elephant one bite at a time and you're getting further along. But none of it's going to happen. Just like with any other resolution you have, none of it's going to happen if you don't take charge, if you don't take ownership. You're not going to get in better shape because you have a trainer coming by, because you can be sick, you can work hard, you can say, my muscles are sore today. You're going to be in better shape because you take ownership. And it's the same thing. You want to have a better relationship with your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your husband, your wife, your kids, your uncles, your parents, aunts. You have to take charge. That's what life is all about, taking charge. And so if you can make yourself a better person, if you can take charge, good and bad, of the things that happen, stop blaming and have a compartmentalized approach to whatever that resolution is, you're going to be part of that 3%, not the 97% that never make it to the end.
Love it. You said so many good things in there, and I didn't want to stop you because you were on a roll. So you said to write it down. So I love that where you're going to see it, but write down the full plan too, not just your one goal for this month, but the whole plan, like where you're trying to get and the pieces that you need to get to accomplish to get there. Write it down and then also tell people about it. So I love that because a lot of us keep our resolutions inside and we don't tell anyone that we're trying to accomplish that. You can have a lot of people that are rooting for you and also can help you to not fall into a trap of like, I didn't do it, or, having someone there to give you that encouragement and to also kick your butt a little when you are slacking is really, really helpful. If it's your team or it's a friend or it's, family, whoever it might be.
Yeah, and by the way, because you're doing things month at a time instead of waiting to the end of the year, you have remember that free pass I was talking about. Like if I wanted to have a hamburger today, you can give yourself that same free pass when you're developing things because as much as I want you to be in control, when you have a team around you, you have to rely on them as well. And sometimes team members fall short for one reason or another. So you have to, like for us, for example, we had a pandemic that nobody was counting on for the last 2.5 years, and that screwed up everything. We had, especially in software, we had entire teams of developers go down and be gone for a month. Uh, we to try to make it a little easier on us late not late, but last year we moved a lot of stuff to Ukraine. Russia goes and has a war in the Ukraine. There are things that happen that sometimes are even once in a lifetime things that you don't imagine. So be sure to be able to give yourself breaks, knowing that, all right, I thought I was going to get this done in February. It looks like I'm not going to be able to get it done until April, but I'm still on plan. I'm still doing what I have to do. I'm still working on my overall goal, and I'm going to get there. And as you get closer, here's the thing that happens all the time with my entrepreneurs. As you get closer, all of a sudden there's this feature creep. Oh, you know what? We should add this. We should add that. We should add this other thing. So when you're working on your plan month after month, think about the fact that you want to go out, you want to be live with whatever your product is, whatever features your product has, whatever features your software has. You want to go out and just have that core viable product out there. Start getting downloads, start making sales, start having people understand who you are. If you wait for perfection, the perfection is never going to come. And you're going to be doing the same resolutions next year. I mean, people come to me all the time with software and they're like, oh, I want to be like Airbnb or Facebook. I'm like, okay, well, Airbnb, when they launched, one apartment, 3 air mattresses, $80 a night. When you went on Airbnb, you had a choice. Mattress A, mattress B, mattress C in the one apartment in San Francisco. That's all you could get. And they're a multi-billion, multinational company right now because they started. Facebook started out being a directory for students at Harvard. That's all it was, just there in that place. And they grew from there. So don't look at Facebook. Don't look at Airbnb. And don't look at General Electric. Don't look at any of these big multinational companies and saying, I want to go live like that. You're not going to do it. So have a reasonable resolution, break it down into monthly pieces, and be responsible for the work. And underlying that all, be a better person. Work harder, try harder. Don't discourage the people around you. And one of the mistakes that I see all the time is you have somebody that's supposedly working for you and you want to yell at them the way you should be yelling at yourself, right? If things aren't going as planned, your job as the CEO is to encourage, to figure out why, to make rules and plans and suggestions of how things can be better, not to tell people that they're lying and they're lazy and you're never going to get it done because they're incompetent. When you throw that kind of stuff on people that are working with you and for you, then you're going to create this quicksand that nobody can get out of, okay? Be responsible, be healthy, be in control, be in charge, and be specific with what your goals are so that you can get there one elephant bite at a time.
Oh, That's perfect, Fred. Well, you also did the final thought too in that beautiful little summary. So I appreciate that. We
Perfect.
did have Starter App said he's starting on his month-to-month plan today. Thank you so much for the great advice. And he's a coach, and he said he's had his students write down, but he hasn't done it for himself yet. So good job, Corky. And Corky, speaking of Corky, with my starter app, which is launched now, you guys can actually go check out my starter app and get your students, your athletes in the app now. It's launched and you can go sign up. If you're a coach, you need to go check it out because you're going to have access to all those athletes and everything.
Yeah, and that's just starting, folks. So it's a process of building out, and he's maybe at the 1 or 2 of the 3 air mattress stage.
Yes.
With
So he's
it now.
picking smaller locations and gathering up people, but beta testers for sure. So if you know someone, spread the word.
Yeah, and that app is a perfect example. You're not gonna be the next Facebook, but you're solving a problem that 97% of student athletes have, and close to 100% of the smaller schools have. Everybody goes out with your top level football players, basketball players, baseball players even, and they're heavily scouted and they're given all these different opportunities. The majority of people that are going on, students that are going on and playing the different sports at the college level, are never scouted. And the coaches and the scouts that are in those smaller schools don't have the budget to find them. So this particular app puts all of them together, where you can sit there, just like on the education side of things. Any of you parents out there, or any of my young entrepreneurs who have been through this, you can go online, you can talk about your grades, talk about what you want to become as an adult, what you want to study, and the different perks that you have. I was head of the chess club, and I wasn't, but just as an example, and then it'll match you up with different schools. This does that on the athletic side of things as well. If you have this sport and you want to play and you run this fast, or you lift this much, or swim this stroke, they'll match you up with appropriate schools, and the coaches and those scouts can now see you online and then pick up a dialogue. So really valuable. I think it's going to really go far, and there's a great example of somebody who is a coach, was a coach, and is coaching his kids to do certain things, and yet hasn't taken this month-to-month plan for themselves. So do it. That's why when I go to a barber shop, I always go to the guy with the worst haircut, because somebody else in there cut his hair. And so you want to make sure that you're taking care of your hair, taking care of yourself, and no matter what it is you do, find the time to take care of number one, and you're going to have your first resolution that you ever made that really panned out.
I love it. Thank you so much, Fred. And thank you for your commitment to being here you are sick and you're still here. We just really appreciate you. So thank you.
Can I go back to bed now?
Yes, you can go back to bed. We'll see you next time, Fred. Right. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Well, guys, I know, Robert, thank you so much for referring for my starter app. I appreciate that. It's awesome that you are already sending coaches over to them. And I really appreciate you guys all being here. I know I forgot to say, but if you're watched live, just #live. And I have a special treat for you guys because you have been here. I don't even know how many years we've been doing this, 3 or 4. We are actually going to be running a contest for people who are engaging on our posts, and it can calculate out of all of those posts who has commented the most on our posts, and you guys actually will win a gift certificate. And it's me, it's not Fred. Fred's probably like in the background going, what is Tessa doing? It's my thank you to you guys for being the top commenters and sharers on our posts. So you get entered in whenever you're on the lives with us and you're commenting, and even on the replays, because obviously we see that too. But I am just trying to get the word out about IdeaPros and what we do. We have so much information on our blog. So ideapros.com/blog. You can find out just about anything that you would need to know about being an entrepreneur and running your own business. And so, yeah, so we're going to have 3 winners. And so definitely show up each Friday, come live, come watch the replay, but engage with us and share out the posts. And that way we can reach more entrepreneurs that want this kind of knowledge and want to be able to not get hung up on all those mistakes that we tend to make in our businesses. So we will see you all next week, next Friday. It's Fridays at noon Pacific time, and you can always hit the bell to get reminders, or there is a link in the chat so that you can get a text notification when we go live, so you can sign up to get text notifications. And I am rooting for you all, but I know we have some diehards, Odin, and we have Kelly and Sean Reed. Like, I know that you guys are all here all the time, so I'm really curious to see who's going to win on that contest. So we'll see you guys next week. I know, Friday the 13th, let me just say, I'm a 13th baby, and Friday the 13th are always my best days. So I hope you all have good Friday the 13th. Have a good one, guys. Bye.